Welcome everybody that's coming in right now. I am so late and I apologize for that, but I have some things that I want to talk to everybody about, and it should be interesting. So I'm gonna play some music while we get started. Please close the door. I am live now. Please, you have to close the door. I am live right now. Okay, close the door, please. All right. Talking to my girls behind the scenes who were in bed. We are just getting started right now. Thank you all for coming through. Hold on one second. I'm going to play some music and check on this thing for my girls to see what's happening in the background. Please don't leave. Let me check on something real quick. Let me see what's happening. How's everybody doing? We are doing good on this side. Thank you all for coming through. I should stop playing the silly music because we got some serious stuff to talk about. What I do want to try tonight that I've never got a chance to try before is I want to try to see if I can invite some of y'all on this stream. So I'm going to wait for some more people to come in. We have some stuff to talk about. I'm going to let y'all see it, right? Really quick, this is something that I saw today. And so it's a story that it's not something you would really expect to see, but what I want to talk about with all of y'all is the idea of, for better or worse, does that exist? Do people believe in things like that? But instead of just me talking about it, is there anybody out there right now that would be interested in joining this live stream and being on camera tonight? Just as a test, we're going to try it out together. We're going to have a little round table discussion. Hopefully I could get a man and a woman and we could just kind of like, just to kind of even it out and we can talk. Or really me and two women. It could be that too, because that's the life I'm used to. Right? So anybody that's willing to talk on camera, that's good. I will give you a hand for that. So I already got one. So we're trying this out together. We are going to talk. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Lana already says me. So that's one. So one other person, Tira, you just came through. I think that Tyra, that's Tyra, not Tira, Tyra. I think that you were one of the ones that was open to joining a discussion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out with you all tonight how to get you all actually on this stream so we can have a conversation about this. We'll read it, get into more of what this is, but I want to talk with some real people about it. So let me figure this out right now. And while I'm figuring that out, I'm going to play some, I'm not going to keep playing that music. I don't have to keep doing that. Let me figure out what I have to do to invite you into this stream. And I'm going to do that right now. Let me see. I'm going to look. You know what? I'll play some music in the background while I figure this out. I'm going to look. All righty. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do is you're going to have to, if you want to join in, you're going to have to put in an email right here for everybody to see if y'all are okay with that. And I'm going to send out an email to two people and you all will be joining this live stream tonight so we can talk about this real woman who left her fiance when the fiance got brain cancer. I'm going to give you the details and we're going to talk about it and we're going to answer the question of does for better or worse exist when you're trying to get committed to somebody, or you can give your real opinions. Now, Tyra is at work, so it can't be her, right? But I do have a link if anybody is down, and I could send you an email and you can join. If not, that's okay. We could do that another time, and I can make sure to give you all a heads up so you can join in. So I'll need an email address right here if you want to join the live stream tonight. So I'm just surveying. I'm just looking around. I'm seeing in the chat, Tyra, I'm so sorry you're at work. You're not able to do it. That's completely okay. Hello to, from Orlando. How you doing? Shout out to everybody that came through. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just looking through the comments and seeing. So I don't think anybody is ready to do it tonight, because you would have to give me your email in the comments. And, but this is just, it was just going to be a test. This isn't going to be the only time. What I'm going to do is, I can come back another day and I will make sure to do that. But in the meantime, you all can still give comments in the chat. So let's go ahead and get into the story. And I'm going to ask you all some questions about this, right? So Abba and Preach, for those who watch them, this is where I first heard this story from. But I'm just going to read to you the reality of what happened. And then we're going to get into this stuff. So yes, there is a woman who left her fiance because he had cancer. I'm going to get into the details. And Sister McCoy, I know you were saying for how long. What I'll do is I'm going to plan it out better next time so that I can tell you exactly how long. Because I mean, this is kind of this is a test run, so I don't want to give you a length of time that is going to be wrong, because sometimes we talk and things just keep going. But let me tell you about this, and we'll just talk here. We'll just talk in the chat. Look, hey, round of applause for all of y'all for being patient and asking real questions like can I cuss? It's like, this is Cross After Dark. We're trying to keep it relatively clean because all of these things end up coming across the eyes of kids anyway. Even if it's at nighttime, they still end up coming across it, because I've been doing videos with my daughters for so long that the kids come through too. So I do try to keep things clean, but I'm going to definitely get you all in next time. Now let's get into the story, because we are already 8 minutes in and we going to talk, right? So this is something that's real. And I'm going to read to you a part of the story, right? So a woman has revealed how she broke up with her fiance while he was recovering from brain surgery in the hospital after being diagnosed with cancer. Now already that's rough to hear. That is incredibly rough to hear, but let's continue, right? So in an interview, she explained that while Jail, which I'm just going to say Jail is the name of the man that she was engaged to, was strong and calm. She was a mess, and she just said she knew she couldn't stay with him. She just knew it, right? Things were just too rough, right? So speaking to the Telegraph, she said, "I felt like the man I loved was slipping away from me. I had been so close to leaving. I had been so close to having everything I wanted. And then all of a sudden, it had been snatched away." So 2 weeks after this man went under a 12-hour surgery, which left him with severe brain damage and paralysis down one side of his face, Danielle said she broke up with him, adding, he was still recovering in the hospital, and I sat and faced him on a chair and told him I could not stay with him. Okay, so this is her fiance that she had been with, and yes, somebody's already saying this is not an unusual story. So what I want to get from you all already as we read through this, um, Baby Sis says it's selfish, but she's doing him a favor. What I want to ask y'all, the main question is, um, when it comes to society and how we're structured and the things that we believe in when it comes to marriage, I know there's things that are going to be different for everybody. But what are your thoughts? Even though they technically were not married yet, to me, it's more about the intention than the marriage. Uh, is it wrong? Is it wrong to dip out when that sickness part comes in incredibly hard? Is it wrong? Is it right? Like, what are your thoughts on that? And I'm gonna show these things on the screen. Now, Tyra, she technically never made the vows. She had the intent to, because this was the fiance and she was in love. And I mean, everything, if I read through here even more, it really seems like everything was going so well until this illness struck. And then she was, if I read into it more, she was a wreck emotionally. Like, she just felt so overwhelmed that she just couldn't do it. And I think that I want to say that some of her family, somebody was saying that she should like wait until after, like see how things turn out first. But she couldn't even. It was just too much for her, and she wanted to dip out. So yes, unfortunately, not everyone is cut out for sickness. They are not married, so she is not obligated to stay because they never made any vows. It's funny. Like I feel like maybe it'd be different if it was like just boyfriend and girlfriend and there was never intent. I think engagement is interesting because that's like they wanted to be married and it was very clear that's what they wanted. So to end up in this spot, that's rough. That's rough. C is saying it's wrong. A good attitude can increase your chance for survival, so at least wait until they're stable for a bit. It was selfish for sure. Raven says she knew she wasn't cut out for it. Marriage is hard work. It's definitely not for the weak. Do you think it was at least good that she, oh man, I mean, she just left. Like, was it right? Should she have stayed if she still felt like it was too much for her? Would that have been right? Would that have been good for either of them? Sister McCoy says she was being honest, which is real. She was being honest. Angela says, I don't agree with what she did, but I do understand that people are selfish, and it's hard not to be selfish in some cases because you still are thinking about the rest of your life. So Alana is saying that she was mature enough to walk away, but it hits hard. My dude had cancer and oh wow, this is what happened to you in your real life. My dude had cancer and died when he caught COVID. How can you want to marry and not look at the entire picture? She did the right thing. That's wow. This really happened to you too? Wow. It's rough. It's a tough decision. Now, let me be fair. I'm going to be fair and get into more of this story to see if we can make more sense of it and see another angle. She's saying she felt helpless watching all this unfold, so I knew I had to do something. I'm going down to see if I can get more. Let me see. Something she also said too is like they were very active, running, doing all these things. She said she was still figuring out her friendship with him. She said, I felt like the most awful person leaving somebody because they had cancer, but it was damaging my mental health and it wasn't helping him. She added that money was needed to help brain cancer research. She said the UK is not developing, is not a developing nation. We should be scientifically innovative. So yeah, so she's talking about treatments and cancer, but I mean, all of that is fine. But when she said she was going to do well, yeah, I'm not really interested in the marathon parts, but this is hard, man. I can't even, like, it's hard to read because it's just like what you all see is somebody that is fully admitting that they are being selfish. They're talking about the way it affects them. And I'm trying, as you can see, I'm trying to find my way to having empathy for both sides. Because as y'all know, loyalty is an incredibly large thing for me. And man, I personally would never want to leave a person in a situation like that. But if you don't feel like you're strong enough, does it make sense to still stay? And no, she is not obligated. That's the thing. That's true. She is not. She's not obligated to do anything. I mean, truthfully, when you're in a relationship, you're not obligated to treat a person right. You're not obligated to respect them. You're not obligated to even love them. You can just get up and leave however you want to. When it comes to how you break up with a person, how you let them go, you're not obligated to do it in a loving way or a nice way. You really can live your life the way that you want to. And that's true. And I mean, technically, the same could be said even in a marriage. In a marriage, are you obligated in society, how it's structured right now? What are you really obligated to? Because there's always a way out. You don't necessarily have to stay for anything. You could get up and leave whenever you want to. So even obligation gets so interesting in YouTube. Yeah, you're right. Like the timing, I don't see how there could be a worse timing than that. I guess in the most, if it was me, if it was my opinion, and listen, this is why I wanted to get some of y'all on this live stream so we could talk. If it was me, yeah, wait it out at least. I don't know, man. If I'm on the other side, right? If it was me, and when I was looking at Abba and Preach discuss this, they said if it was their partner, they would want to let the partner go. And especially if the partner showed any signs of not being able to deal with it, they don't even want them there. They don't want to deal with that at all. They would say go. But for me, yeah, I don't want anyone to be obligated to me in a situation like that. And they're struggling and I can tell they don't want to be there. But man, the level of commitment I would want, man, it should go beyond any paper or agreement. I guess at the end of the day, I'm just saying that I want love. I want unconditional love, and I want to be able to give that too. And to me, it's sad. It's sad to see it, but I don't know what somebody can do if they feel like they're not able to unconditionally love a person and that is diminishing them too much to be in a situation where they don't feel even. Because everybody wants that. I mean, everybody wants the even exchange. Hey, I love you, you love me, but you're independent and I'm independent and we can go and live our life. It's just, it's rough. Now, let me see what you just read. Doom of the Living, and shout out to Doom of the Living, who has been here for like every single live stream. Shout out to you. So they're still finding ways to continue their relationship as friends. This helps a little bit. The term dumped him gave a vibe, but it sounds like there's still love here. All right, let me look. I want to find that. Yeah, I still love Jail deeply and want to support him, but I came to realize I couldn't stay with him as his partner. Was still figuring things out and finding ways. Oh, y'all can't see that. Let me zoom this in. Whoops, my bad. I'm just reading it like y'all are right here too. We're still figuring out, finding ways to continue our relationship as friends. Our whole lives came out from under us. I'm gonna tell you, man, I am a question to y'all, right? If you are intimately involved with somebody and your life falls apart and how do I not say they want to abandon you, right? If they abandon you, do you want to be their friend? Man. I don't know if I want to hear you tell me about a friendship. That's me. I could be wrong, but I just don't know if I want to hear. If you come to me and you tell me the things that I did not choose for myself, that is on me, this weight is on me, and you are going to tell me that's too much for you and you want to be my friend, I'm sorry. I can't. Friends for what? What kind of friend? It's not going to be a best friend. It's not going to be a close friend. What kind of friend? An acquaintance? You want to be just be an acquaintance then? Because listen, can you imagine a friend is somebody that is extremely close that you could also talk to and share things with. You know what a friend would also do? They would come and help me out in the most horrible thing that's ever happened to me in my life. That would be a friend. I cannot imagine a friend being like, yo, what you're going through is bad for my mental health. So I'm gonna have to step out, but let's be friends. Friends. That's man. Friends. Yeah, the word friend is definitely an oxymoron, right? Yes. Yes, I will clap for that. I completely agree. Uh, a friend is supposed to be somebody that you can trust in. But the thing is, I truthfully cannot hate on the failure itself, right? Because she still was being honest. And that's where I feel kind of caught in the middle. Like she wasn't lying. She got into something she thought really was just going to be fun. I didn't go through to see, let's go up to see what ages, as if this makes a difference, right? But just to go up here, the ages of them, all right, she's 37. No, she's 32. He is 37. That's not enough to make a difference though. But I'm trying to imagine that thing of you're in a space where you expected life to be easier than that. This isn't what you wanted. You just thought you met your love, you're excited. There's more in the article about just how exciting everything was when they met and they're running and they're active and you're doing all these fun things, and that's really what you expect out of life. Um, would it have been different if it happened to her? If everything was in reverse and it was on her, uh, would she have told him, please don't help me because I don't want this to be too much on your mental health. I don't want this to be too much for you. I don't know. I don't know. Like, is selfishness always wrong? Uh, she was not. She was not ready for that kind of commitment. And to be fair, um, most people are not. Most people are not ready for a commitment like that. Even when you make the vows of for better or for worse. And yeah, she wasn't ready. Life tested her, and that was a hard test. And it's hard for me to say whether she failed or not. Um, that's hard, man. That's hard. And y'all who know my story, this is hard to hear. Like that's not, I can't really function like that because I would hate to be abandoned in the midst of that. And I think there was a part of this where, uh, man, I think the boyfriend was like having hope or trying to have hope that maybe things could improve. And she was speaking about like looking and researching, but everything that she saw, there was no like definitive, he can definitely come out of this. And so the future was just so uncertain that once again, it was too much for her, but at least she was honest about it, right? That's just that word friendship, man. I don't like friendship being thrown around like it's this easier level. Like you get to drop all of the love and care that's supposed to come with it. Like it's love light, right? Like there's family, friends can be sometimes, sometimes friends can be closer than family. So yeah, once again, what kind of friend was she talking about? I don't know. And so let me make sure I'm reading comments. I'm talking and I'm like missing diet love. Yes, I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. I think that, yeah, true. That's fair. That's fair. Like she's the one that she thought her life would go, and this was not it. And yes, like miracles can happen, but miracles take patience. And some people just they don't want to go on that ride. And and for me, I hope that she still has a blessed life, because that's rough, man. Scorpio, I'm gonna read yours because you are a Cancer patient. So as a Cancer patient, although it's hard, she's probably done him a favor. That's fair. Some people just don't have the empathy or the mental stamina to be someone's strength. It's actually very difficult, and that I can't help but agree. Scorpio 78, that's 1,000%. Like, and I'm glad, listen, with what you've been through, I'm so glad that you're here and you speaking of that. That's honest. Like everybody can't do that. So that's why I'm trying to still see it as at least she was honest in that space and was just upfront. Like, this is too much for me. At least I can respect that. YouTube is saying that backing out is admirable because she knew she did not want him to live that life, but she should have saw him a little further through in his journey of healing before she dropped the bomb. Can you imagine sitting in the hospital being told that? I'm just thinking, like, imagine what this dude is going through in his mind, in his life, because he also has plans. He also had things that he wanted to do. And then your woman in the midst of that, like, hey, man, I know your life is uncertain, but let me just shoot this. But I'm going to let that go. That's just hard for me. That's hard for me to hear that. Just because I am a faulty person myself. But something that I really, really attempt to do in my personal life without judging anybody else is I do attempt to give love in the way I want to receive it. I'm not good at doing that with everybody. I try to do that for the most part here in my house, but I still do it with the intent of, if I see a situation, if I see struggle, my mind automatically goes to, man, if I was in that spot, I wouldn't want anybody to like treat me like I'm a burden or I'm too much or this and that. So I'm going to give love without strings attached. But again, I don't know her background. I don't know where she came from. And the thing is, like, what I know now is not what I knew 15, 20 years ago. The things I had to work through now, if it was dropped on me 20 years ago, I may have dipped out too. So I should be the last one to speak on this. I can't, if selfishness, oh man, yeah. She didn't even wait for him to get discharged. Yeah. Right there in the hospital, sat down with him like, hey, like I know they're probably coming in soon to give you an update, but before they give you that update, let me give you an update. That's rough. And when your family is telling you, hey, slow it down, and you're like, no, man, my mental health. This thing is, and You know, I'm an advocate for mental health all the way, but this is rough. But anyway, thank you all so much for coming through. Yeah, like I always am at least attempting to put myself in other shoes. Okay, so you were the one. All right, I was the one sick. I was the sick one in my marriage while my husband didn't leave me. He did resent me for not being the woman he married. I ended up leaving just because I was tired of being hated. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. I guess that's a good example of, I guess, why she did the right thing, right? She did the right thing, because if to see a situation where someone stays, but then the situation becomes worse, who does that help, right? That doesn't help anybody. And Anna's right. Yeah, it sucks, but at least she didn't resent him and she didn't mistreat him. She was just honest. And I think what's funny about all this is articles like these do give us the ability to see ourselves and others, and then I guess attempt to judge or to imagine what we would do differently in the situation. And you're seeing everything, man. Yeah, it is always easier to judge from the outside, right? To say what we would do and what we would not do. But still, love is what is just, I try my best to build my life on that. Yes, she doesn't know what tomorrow is going to bring her in the same way that neither of us do. Right. And that's why I would not want to be treated like that. And the thing is, what happens if he makes a full recovery and then he's able to be as active as he always was? Listen, man, I know that, like, if you were my friend and then things got good and you were like, hey, let's try this again. I mean, you know what I would say. It's like, that'd be the end of that. Like, that's just, I couldn't spend my life with somebody that was only going to be there for me when things were good. I couldn't. That's why I'm like, I don't need you as a friend. You weren't helping me already. I don't want, like, still, again, I'm sorry I keep getting caught up on that. The difference between a friend and a partner, most of the time, is just what happens in the bedroom. That's the only difference. Again, unless you're going to be a diet friend. You're going to be the friend that just, like, you come into town once a year. If you're going to be that kind of friend, hey. But that's rough. But listen, you all are some smart people. Let me see what Anna's saying too. Why are people hinting that she will be dealt with? No. Like, what I think, well, maybe it broke her to walk away and she did what was right for her. I think, in all honesty, Anna, is because the topic is heavy. Like, I don't think that revenge is ever the right thing, but I think that a lot of us try to be empathetic and act a certain way because we don't want negative things to come back on us. Right? We want to show love because love is what we want. Like, I haven't been able to see all of the comments, but I know that we don't want those things to hit us the same way that we give it, right? We give up on somebody and then somebody that's close to us gives up on us. And yes, you have finally made a live just in time for me to say goodnight to everybody. So I'll give you a hand. I'm so glad you came through. This one was a short one. It's just something that caught me. I really wanted to share it. I know I started this live late, but I wanted to share it because it hit me. And you all know, like, how much my relationship means to me. It was hard to see a story like this and not say something. So In the very near future, we're going to start having roundtable discussions. But what I'll do is I'll be reaching out to you all ahead of time, not when the live starts, to see what your availability is so we can talk together on camera. I love seeing your texts, but I also want to see y'all in person so we can have some deep conversations. So I will see y'all tomorrow with the girls and then on Thursday with Leah for some more deep talk. You all have a great night. Round of applause for all of y'all. Game show music for no reason. See y'all later.